What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound. And I do have a new song out recently called Summer Gravity, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, we have the details that we have been waiting on, which is what are the Conclave Archana Legendary Archons going to look like? So this first one is coming from Loving the Moon, who was one of the top 6 pack purchasers, and let's just go ahead and dive into the entire thing here. Obviously, there's a lot of lore. So this is a tribe of gray hair minotaurs. Found the Lupus pup alone, and let's see what's his name. So let's just actually go down here to the stats and all that. Okay, so 7 mana. This is Loving the Moo, and is a Canison or Canison. I'm assuming like based on the word canine. And so you can see here there's a bloodline attached to it that gives poison. And it actually looks like there's 2 different bloodlines. And then you have tactics available which give blast and magic reflect to 2 of your units. So let me actually read some of the details here. So you got mana cost of 7, bloodline dominion. So Canisons and elementals gain poison. As the first ever dual element bloodline Archon, this Archon breaks elemental boundaries, able to summon any Canison or elemental from any available element, all now appearing in Team Select. Okay, so I don't know the bloodlines as well. I'm trying to think of Canisons. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm just going to call them canines or elementals. But maybe we'll do a separate video where we actually do a deep dive into what this summoner might be good with. I just wanted to talk through all of the intricacies in terms of its mechanics, right? Because my guess, this is similar to my guess, or it might actually be on my guess. I kind of put a bunch of different ideas out there where I was taking in the tactics, basically the rebellion summoners, right? Introducing the what's that called, the bloodlines, but then trying to figure out if they're going to do bloodlines, dual element, and tactics. Now, my guess, my biggest, or I guess I would say the one that I would put most percentage on was exactly what they did, where they would not offer the dual element because, again, the power creep on that would just have been insane. Plus, the whole idea of the tactics, sorry, not tactics, but bloodlines, is that you can pull in from different sides anyway, right? So if you're already covering two of the what's that called? 2 out of the 6, or even like 5.5, we'll call it, elements, then it's kind of like, okay, well, you're pulling in a lot, and it's just, there's so many cards available to you at that point, which again is interesting, but I don't know. To me, like, this makes a little bit more sense. I'm wondering though, you know, looking back at the Rebellion summoners, if these are going to be more powerful. Now, the tactics, you can look at the tactics and say, okay, you know what, that's fine. You know, that's a wash, right? Each of them is going to have tactics, and, you know, it's just going to be dependent on whatever the case is. Now, with this, you don't get to choose between several tactics, right? You only get one tactics, but again, like I would say for most of the Rebellion summoners, I tended to go towards one of the tactics rather than picking the other, right? Because they all will offer options, and I would generally have like a favorite tactics, and I would pick that 90% of the time. So here, you're not going to have that issue, right? This is more so very straightforward. You're just going to have to pick the units that you're going to place this on, and then you're going to have specific bloodlines that you can pull in. So, it's a little bit different, and I am very curious to see how these summoners will be able to compete against the Rebellion summoners, and then actually also against a lot of the older summoners too, right? I still get dominated by, you know, your Jotins, your Kitties, even sometimes like, you know, Possibilis, or what's Lily Shieldpaw, right? There's a bunch of different kinds there that in past sets still bring a lot of power or firepower. So again, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. So you got your tactics, grants 2 units, you know, magic reflect and blast. The blast I think is going to be a pretty good one, just because my favorite summoners tend to have blast. Looking at you, Nidhogger. Now to do the battle wagons, okay, all this stuff, points breakdown. So Rebellion is 50 points. Okay, so none of this has really changed here. So every 100,000 points earns you an entry into the conflict airdrop. Each entry has a 0.083%. A guaranteed drop is awarded after 1,200 entries. For every 25 cards received in a conflict, you're guaranteed guaranteed 1 gold foil version. And I'm assuming, yeah, the jackpot edition. So 1 black foil arcane and 5 gold foil arcanes will be added to the Conclave Arcana jackpot prizes, otherwise known as Gator's Bucket, which means they'll be discoverable through in-pack purchases. Preparation phase. So the third conflict concludes on Monday, October 20th, and the battlefield will fall silent from Monday through Thursday, so about 72 hours. Use this window wisely, adjust your strategies, refit your mage wagons, and rally your forces, because when October 23rd arrives, Loving the Mood leads the charge into the fourth conflict. So you can see the breakdown of all of this stuff here, and then, you know, some of the eye candy for the different foils that will be available. Points start accumulating on October 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. UTC. Join the charge. So, what do you guys think of this summoner? Again, I'll try to do a separate video where we actually look at some of the different bloodlines and where this could get really fun and exciting. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this. Does it make you want to buy more packs? Does it make you want to get crazy about conflicts? Does it make you believe that Modern is going to be a little bit more balanced now between Rebellion and Conclave Arcana? Just because obviously the bloodline thing is relatively new, but still powerful from what I've seen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.